Good morning, welcome back, and today I'm going to show you the biggest secret to being able to beat 1500s, in my opinion, and also to be able to cascade up the ranks and to continue to beat stronger opponents. Also, I will be showing you games of how to play against 1500s and win against them. Let me make sure, I recorded some videos that didn't have audio, so I was wanting to make sure that's there. Without further ado, stay tuned. At the end is going to be, in my opinion, the biggest secret. It's not so secret, but it's something that I personally hadn't identified as such a clear way of getting better until literally like today. So, all right, we're going to go over some games of how to beat a 1500. Let's go ahead and switch over. First off, we're starting off against, let me check the screen again, against Toddy 770. And in this game, we played the Grunfeld. Pretty common play that we're doing here, this pawn structure. Very common of the Grunfeld, and the idea of the Grunfeld, of course, is to fianchetto and to go d5, and then often later a c5, and I'll explain the reason for that more. He kind of builds up on the queen side a lot. I go here, kind of a sloppy move, but basically I wanted to defend this pawn temporarily without blocking in my bishop. And although it's probably not the most accurate play, the reason I wanted to do that is because I prefer to make this pin. Now the reason that's not such a good move, here's my c5, is because in this situation right here, notice we are attacking d4. It's kind of the point of the Grunfeld to a great extent. The reason this is not such a good move is because I can't take, because my queen is attacked. If my queen was back here, that would have maybe worked. So not the best way of playing, but I still got a pretty darn high accuracy rating during this game, or for this game. So I support the attack of the d4 square. He comes here, and then I counterattack, which actually it says, you know, if you're seeing the evaluation bar, was the right idea. Well, he doesn't find the right idea. He doesn't go forward with the counterattack. And from this part, or from this point, I kind of start picking him apart. And if you notice here, he forgets about like the whole strength of the Grunfeld. Remember when I went c5 and I said I'd explain later? Yeah, you open up this diagonal with that bishop there, and then you have moves like this, attacking the queen, winning the rook. And although I'm sure he probably could have come up with, I mean, the evaluation bar didn't move, so apparently there's not much he had here. I guess he was already dead lost. Is that plus 15? Okay, so it goes from 5 to plus 15. So yeah, he was already dead lost, but not that dead lost. So I take the rook, and after this, you know, I can make this attack. I couldn't make it with two defenders on the back rank. So I go here, and it's, mate and two. So, good game against Mr. Toddy, or Mrs. I mean, Albert Einstein on the picture, you know. So, all right, in the next game, we're playing against Mariko. Okay, yeah, I'm not good at that. So he plays the Caro-Kann. Just to pause, one neat little tidbit of info is so the Caro-Kann, I think Levy once said, from Gotham Chess, he said, the Caro-Kann, playing it as black, you have a 55% chance of winning, like across the board on chess.com. That's how often that opening wins. Well, my percentage of winning against the Caro-Kann, me playing as white, is 55%, which is pretty cool. Unless I completely read that wrong, but I don't know how I could have. So I play the Panov attack, which is probably a big part of why I have such a good percentage against Karl Khan. It could easily account for that extra 5%, I'd say. And whenever black plays like this, and then whenever black goes back, I just feel like I'm gonna win, like every time. So you notice the spike. The reason this spikes up is because I need to sacrifice here already. He takes, and then I go knight to e5, and he literally has to come forward, and that's all I gotta explain. Like, he's lost. Now, why does he have to come forward? Well, because if he goes back, this pawn is already gone, of course, and well, let's keep these here. This pawn's already gone, of course. So then I go queen to h5. He blocks, and I take. Because my knight is here, these two squares are covered, and like I said, that pawn's gone, and it's mate. So, but that didn't happen. I will try and remember that for next time. He comes here, I jump to the center, and he hangs mate in one. It's the first time I've actually had that exact mate in this position, or this opening, so that was cool. Hopefully you can hear me. I know I might be talking a little bit more quietly, but anyways, so then Momand 1234. Yeah, he played b3, and I played what I believe was called a Nimzovich-Larsen attack. And so here I'm playing. I'm basically, you know, I figure he's gonna take here or here. If he takes there, I pressure the knight. He has to move somewhere or whatever. Kind of misplaced, I figured. He takes here. Wait, no, he wouldn't do that, of course. If I take here, you know, it's all good. So I just figured it couldn't be bad. So, well, he develops and just hangs the knight. So the reason why I did this video, how am I 1547? I thought I was 1550. Anyways. The reason why I did this video is because I think it was a good display of how to win a game in a winning position. And so I just simplified, basically. Which, I mean, yeah, not trying to, honestly, probably not thinking as much as I should. He doesn't take the queen trade. That would leave me with a queenside majority once the pawn moves. And then I just have 4 pawns on the queen side. I move the rook. Don't want to lose the rook for the bishop. Here, and then I attack the queen. And he infiltrates. I come here protecting everything. And then I opt for the queen trade. His only safe move is here, in which case he gets skewered. And then he would just lose the queen anyways. So yeah, that wouldn't even be a safe. So he trades. I have 2, you know, doubled pawns, which is kind of what he's thinking is going to help him. But, you know, he's just desperate at this point. I take this pawn. He's not really, you know, thinking clearly. And then play this c5 idea from the Grimfeld. And, of course, you know, like he's in freak out mode, so he takes. And then I win the game with a nice, you know, I don't even know if you'd call that a tactic, but... So just another game there, and then the last game I want to show you. This is actually going to be a pretty quick video. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, no, actually I could be wrong. So we play the French, and I've been playing the exchange variation. I don't know. I feel like the French gets a lot of good play whenever you do the advanced variation. So, and I believe this is the best approach to playing this. And kind of like what I do in the Panov attack, I've just been trying to like stack on pieces. My idea of coming here was to try and basically force a positional weakness after bringing the rook. I mean, it doesn't have to because this thing is defended so many times, but that's what happens. And I did this, of course, I hung my bishop, which the accuracy of this game was over 80. It was like 85.6%. So despite hanging my bishop, apparently the rest of the game kind of made up, but I was thinking that if he takes, I was actually going to take with the pawn. That was like my grand plan. So he doesn't take, and I play this move, which I thought looked really ugly, but I just had ideas behind it. The evaluation didn't like it, clearly. So I take, or he takes, I take, he takes, I sack the bishop for a pawn and then take, and then we're kind of like teetering almost even, but he's 0.6 evaluation ahead. I come here, and this was a neat moment, as you know, you're getting a clue of what's about to happen. I was thinking about like, okay, I come here, so this isn't hanging. But then I realized after I went, I believe here with the check, I actually did not see this at first, but I have this tactic of rook takes, exploiting the pen. But the funny thing is, like, if I do rook takes now, he takes back with a pawn, and my queen is hanging, so it's just, I lose a rook for a bishop, and yeah, that doesn't do anything good. So I actually had to quote unquote flick in this check beforehand, and yeah, we just pick up a bishop, and he actually abandoned here, but he kept on like almost abandoning. But I would imagine that he also realized there was not much to play for here. So these are games. I think they're a decent display. Some blunders in there, but a decent display of how to beat a 1500. Stack on the pressure. Don't make positional mistakes. Always be looking for tactics. What is one of the best way of always be looking for tactics? Let me switch our screens here. So this, I believe, is the biggest secret to getting better and beating 1500s. I will show you this screen right here. This is my puzzle screen. And from 3 days ago, I was 2170 and I went to 2451, which is not even my highest rating ever by any means, but I started to focus on them more. And like this morning, I gotta say, like in the last like probably 40 puzzles I've done, I think I've not solved on the first try like 3 or 4 of them. So there you have it. Do your puzzles, and if you're like me, you'll get better. That sounded really conceited, but it worked for me, is what I'm trying to say. So thanks guys a lot. I had no lighting. I did not realize that till just now, but it's all right. We got the morning sun coming through on a cloudy day. It's all right. And if you watched this far, sorry about the fact that I put out 2 videos with no sound. Trying to get better. Pretty embarrassing. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good Sunday. If you don't go to church, ask me about where I go to church maybe. I don't know. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. God bless.